and it is my pleasure to welcome you today to the Roosevelt Foundation Hall of Fame Award Ceremony. In 1986, the Roosevelt Foundation began the Hall of Fame to recognize and honor outstanding alumni of Roosevelt High School. Since that time, 48 graduates have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Plaques commemorating their achievements hang in the hallway of Roosevelt High School. Students, the Hall of Fame Assembly is a reminder to all of you that there is no goal that is too lofty or no dream that is too big. And the dreaming actually begins right here at Roosevelt High School. Today, we will honor 2 Roosevelt graduates for their outstanding contributions and accomplishments. Randy Duncan, class of 1955, and Kathleen Brogan-Schwartz, class of 1960. I will first welcome the representatives that are here from the Roosevelt Foundation. On the stage with us is Marty Kenworthy, and other members are in the audience of the Roosevelt Foundation Board. So thank you so much for being here today. I want to thank again the Roosevelt Foundation for the numerous ways that they support education, for providing scholarships, the capital funds drive that contributed to the renovation of this great school. As you walk these halls, you see the names of contributors. These are alumni who loved this school and they wanted to make it better for you. So thank you. Guests and friends, we do have a number of guests and good friends of both Randy and Kathy's today that are here to support them, and are so proud of them. So we are glad you're here to share this special event in the life of our school. Now, please join me in welcoming Marty Kenworthy, and he will present a special recognition award.
It's truly my pleasure to be here on behalf of the foundation. I'm a Roosevelt grad, 1976. My first job is to tell you what is the foundation and what do we do. I'm on the board. The overall mission of the Roosevelt Foundation is to provide support to the students, teachers, and basically the Roosevelt community overall. That's a very broad mission, but we're proud to tackle it. The foundation is overseen by a board of volunteers. We have volunteers such as myself who are Roosevelt alums, and we also have members of the board who are not Roosevelt alums, but they're part of the Roosevelt community and they want to do their part to see Roosevelt continue to do the great things it's done over the years. Just a few of the things that the foundation does. Obviously, the Hall of Fame, that's why we're here today. As Kathy mentioned, there have been over 40 Roosevelt graduates inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we're inducting 2 more today. Over the years, the Roosevelt Foundation has granted thousands of dollars in scholarships to students just like you. Last year, $30,000 was awarded to Roosevelt students. We're hoping to match that this year, every year. So I urge you, underclassmen, look at our website. There's numerous scholarships out there, and we welcome your applications. We published a quarterly newsletter called the Writer Recall that goes out to alumni all over Iowa, all over the country, all over the world. We provide support for reunions. As you graduate and get out of school and the years go by a lot faster than you'd like to think, reunions are a big deal, and the foundation helps support reunions with seed money and coming back to school. There's a great interest in taking tours, and the foundation takes the lead in offering tours of the school here at Roosevelt. We have a couple major fundraising activities each year. One is called the Art Party. That's an annual party usually held in the fall of the year. It's an evening event with both silent auction, live auction, entertainment, just great camaraderie, and we raise a lot of money to help the foundation do the things that we like to do. Another fun event we do, and this is our 14th year, is the Ryder Cup, R-I-D-E-R Cup. And that's our annual golf outing. Actually, that's going to be held a week from Monday on April 29th at Wakanda. We still have openings. Again, it's a lot of fun, and we encourage you to join that, and we again raise money to help the foundation. What we do for seniors, we make a contribution to the senior party. So So we help them enjoy their big moment upon leaving high school. The foundation had significant involvement in the recent capital campaign. Those of you who have been in school for the last few years endured all the rehab and improvement and renovation. And the foundation was very involved in raising millions of dollars to support that campaign. Just in closing, once you graduate, you join thousands of other alumni as part of the Roosevelt Alumni Association. We urge you to stay connected. Go to our website. Let us know where you are. We're always looking for volunteers. We hope you'll get involved with the foundation. Thank you. Well, moving right along, our first award today is under the recognition awards. We have the Contributor of the Year. And I'll let it out of the bag. This year's winner is Lisa Turner. I'll call Lisa up here in a few moments, but let me tell you a little bit about Lisa's activities, her services, and her commitment to the Roosevelt community. Lisa is a tireless volunteer. She's been involved in numerous organizations over the years. Let me just give you a few of those. She was actually on the foundation board. She was on the executive committee and served as its secretary. She was the Art Party Silent Auction Chair. She was the Hall of Fame Committee Chair. She volunteered in numerous activities, including the Ryder Cup. Lisa was also on the PTA. Again, she was on the executive board. Start to see a pattern there. She gets involved. She takes charge. She does things. She was involved as the secretary of the PTA. She was a Welcome Center volunteer. She was a Teacher Appreciation Committee volunteer. She was a Freshman Orientation volunteer. Rough Rider Roundup volunteer. If there was an activity, she was involved. She's been involved in the Ryder Club. Guess what board she was on? The executive board. She was also secretary. She was involved with the Ryder Shop as co-chair for 2 years. She's been a concession stand volunteer, swim team volunteer. Not only has she volunteered her time, but she's also been very active before her children got to Roosevelt. 3 sons who either are through Roosevelt or on their way through Roosevelt. When they were in Hannawalt or Merrill, she again was very involved in supporting the Roosevelt community through PTA, through book fair, and any other number of activities as her sons were growing up. She's well deserving of this award, and even though it's the Contributor of the Year, I think it's safe to say Lisa has contributed for many years. We're now just recognizing her this year. She's a proud and supportive parent, has been to countless baseball games, swim meets, concerts, you name it. She's been there. She supported it in addition to all her volunteer activities. On behalf of the foundation, I'm very proud to honor her this year. Please welcome Lisa Turner.
Because there are so many amazing volunteers who tirelessly support Roosevelt. And my family, we feel very blessed and fortunate to be part of the Roosevelt community, as we've met so many wonderful teachers, parents, administrators, coaches, and students who make up our Roosevelt family. Volunteering has been a passion of mine, and I get so much more out of it than I put into it. So again, I really appreciate and thank you for this honor. Go Riders! I have to give personal congratulations to Lisa Turner. I have known Lisa a long time. I've been a principal for 6 years. I've seen her in this building all 6 years, all the time. Very deserving. I have the honor of giving the 7th Special Foundation Award. And I'm very proud that this has been done for a long time, and it's called the Teacher of the Year Award, and the foundation gives this award. And what it says to me is the foundation understands that it's not just a principal that makes the school what it is, is definitely students. It's absolutely families. But the hard work is done every single day by our teachers. They are extraordinary. So I look at this award that we get to single out one who in a sense represents all of the teachers for the wonderful work they do to prepare our students. Well, she's an advocate for students. That's not quite adequate. Well, this teacher is committed to the learning of every single student. No, not quite there yet. She is a champion for the student and family who can't always navigate the school and voice what they need from us. That's getting closer. As you can see, it is difficult for me to express clearly how this teacher has been devoted to serving our students. You see, she teaches students who come from every corner of the world. Literally every corner. Sudan, Iraq, China, Mexico, Colombia, Sierra Leone, Mozambique, Tanzania, Vietnam, Burma, Afghanistan. That's just to name a few. Her classroom is an impressive community of learners eager to learn English and learn the many, many nuances of American life. She is highly respected in Des Moines Public Schools because of her experience and dedication to English language learners. So she conducts trainings and writes curriculum and leads efforts to improve the learning of our ELL population, which continues to grow in this district, in this school, in this state. She is tenacious about Roosevelt serving these students, and she'll let us know if the schedule falls short and ELL kids might not get the courses they need with the right support systems in place for them to succeed. Oh boy, will she let us know. And thank goodness. She'll fight for these students to have their voices heard, their needs met, their stories told, and their educational journey to lead to successful options after leaving this place. Here's the sad part. She is retiring this year. But oh, what a legacy she leaves us. When we say our mission is success for every student, we will know Joan Looker is right there asking us, don't you forget even one. The TRHS Foundation Teacher of the Year. Please come forward, Joan Looker.
This means more to me than an Academy Award. So many people to thank and all that. But mostly I thank my students because they bring the world to me. I don't have to travel. I can just be in my classroom and learn about all their countries. So thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
I'm On behalf of the Roosevelt student body, I want to welcome Mr. Duncan and Dr. Schwartz. I'm sure it does not feel like long ago that you yourself were sitting in our places, attending classes and planning your futures. Thank you for coming back to share your accomplishments with us, showing us what we have the potential to achieve. From playing in the NFL to impacting the medical community, these are two prime examples of what Roosevelt students are capable of achieving, and why continuing to excel in and out of the classroom is important, not just for now, but for your future as well. Thanks again to Mr. Duncan and Dr. Schwartz.
Thank you, Grant. Well, it's truly an honor for me to be able to introduce our first inductee, and if I wasn't nervous before, I certainly am now. I've known Randy for many years. He's a real friend, and I hope to do him justice. Hurst Randolph Duncan Jr., otherwise known as Randy. He graduated from Roosevelt in January 1955. Back in those days, Roosevelt had 2 graduating classes each year, January and June. Like any Hall of Fame inductee, I've done my best to boil down years and years of services and accomplishments, and hopefully, again, I do him justice. I think something that's important for everyone to know is Randy has been nominated before to be in the Roosevelt Hall of Fame. If you know Randy, you probably know why he's not in it until this year. But if you don't know him, Randy is a very humble, he doesn't like to be the center of attention, and he's always quick to credit others when things good happen. So he had actually declined until this year. Well, this year something a little different happened. He was nominated by a student, one of your classmates, Sam Wheeler. Randy found that too much to turn down. So we're thankful for Sam, and we're thankful for Randy that he accepted this year. Let's go back to Randy's years at Roosevelt. He was captain of the football team. He led Roosevelt to the state championship in 1954. Randy was captain of the basketball team. He led Roosevelt to the runner-up position in the state title game in 1954. I don't know what happened, Randy, but maybe next time. Now, although Randy was very busy with athletics, maybe not a lot of people know, he was also very interested and quite a piano player, and that continues to this day. So he's not just an athlete, he's an artist, he's well-rounded. Randy received numerous offers to come and play college athletics, both basketball and football. Ultimately, he settled on the University of Iowa. Now, back in that day, freshmen were not eligible to play varsity sports. They did have freshman teams. Randy was recruited to play football, but Randy convinced the coaches at Iowa to let him play on the freshman basketball and the freshman football team. Very unheard of in the day. So that tells you the kind of person and athlete that Randy was. Ultimately, Randy continued to pursue football, and in his 3 years as an Iowa Hawkeye on the varsity team, the combined record was 24 wins, 3 losses, and 2 ties. Quite phenomenal. 2 Big Ten titles. In 1959, Randy led the Hawkeyes to the Rose Bowl victory. Now, as an aside, on one of the Rose Bowl trips, Iowa actually had a couple during his time, Randy had made it known he was interested in meeting a very well-known actress at the time named Jane Mansfield. Now, I'm not going to tell you all the details. If you Google Randy Duncan and Jane Mansfield, see what you see. Following Randy's senior season in Iowa, he was a first-team All-American. He was the back of the year, and something I still don't understand, he was runner-up in the Heisman Trophy. Randy was the first overall pick in the NFL draft by the Green Bay Packers. I believe he's still the only Iowan to be the first NFL pick. Randy has been inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Well, at the time, the Law School. Randy graduated from Drake Law School, and he's been practicing law in Des Moines for over 50 years. He's been involved in countless cases. I could stand up here for hours and talk about them. Some of the more notable ones involve the Yonkers fire in the 1970s, the Chris Street case, the Hawkeye basketball player from the 90s. But there's one case that might ring true for the students here, a very minor case. In the 1970s, there were some freshman girls on the swim team. And at the time, Roosevelt was only 10th, 11th, 12th grade. 9th graders were in junior highs. But those freshman swimmers were participating on the swim team throughout the course of the season. Come state swim meet time, the rules were if you were not in the high school, you couldn't compete in the state meet. Well, that didn't sound right. They competed all year, and they weren't going to let them go to state meet. They contacted Randy. Randy stepped in, challenged that rule, and the girls were allowed to compete at the state swim meet. Then he would say the smartest decision Randy made was marrying Paula. Paula's here today. She's a Roosevelt graduate, also the class of 1955. Randy and Paula raised 3 sons, and they still live in the Roosevelt district. Randy has been very active in the community in Des Moines and around for many, many years. He was involved in Little All-American Football League. He was on the YMCA Board of Directors. He's been on the Board of Directors for the Boys Club. I was asked to introduce Randy because, again, I've known him for many years. I consider Randy a colleague. He's my law partner. But far more important than any of that, he's just a really good friend. Randy, like I said, he is a very down-to-earth guy. He's very gracious and one of the true gentlemen that you will ever meet. While Randy often credits others, and you read, if you go again on the internet, you'll read many quotes from him crediting his teammates, coaches, everybody else but himself. That's just the kind of guy he is. But today, for a few hours, he deserves our recognition. It's my honor to introduce Randy Duncan.
You'd think I was making this payroll. I appreciate that, Marty. Very nice. It's a pleasure for me to be at Roosevelt High School. As you can see, I've got a long history there. And I particularly want to thank Samuel Queer, because he's the guy that determined that I was maybe good enough to make the Hall of Fame. And Samuel, thank you so much. My roots at Roosevelt High School go back a long ways. My wife and I both went to Roosevelt. I had 3 boys that went to Roosevelt. My sister went to Roosevelt. Paula, my wife's sister, went to Roosevelt. So we have a great affinity, and we love Roosevelt High School and have for years and years. Now, having said that, I have to say that things have changed so much. Just being around today and around, I don't get to Roosevelt very often, but the change is terrific, and I am so impressed with what's going on at Roosevelt High School. The diversity is unbelievable. I couldn't believe all the students and the different countries that they represent. It's really an amazing group, and you're lucky to be part of Roosevelt High School. And believe me, I'm very quick, so you don't have to worry about me talking to you. I do want to say to you kids that I'm thinking about going out into the world. There's all kinds of opportunities for everyone, and anybody that says there isn't, I think is absolutely inaccurate. And I can't tell you what to do. Everybody has their own niche in life, and you're going to have people that have different ideas of what they want to do and what they want to be, and that's the way it should be. But I hope that each and every one of you takes on something that they like. Get a job that you really enjoy, and what happens is you can't all be the best. Everybody can't be number one, you can't be the best. But what you can be is that you hardest worker, you can try harder than anybody, and if you do that, you'll be the best someplace. Thank you very much for
Dr. Kathleen Schwartz, class of 1960, is the director of the Pediatric Liver Center at Johns Hopkins Medical Center. She is also a professor of pediatrics at Johns Hopkins and focuses on liver disorders of childhood, with a particular interest in autoimmune disease, viral hepatitis B and C, and metabolic liver disorders. She is also medical director Pediatric Liver Transplant Program at the hospital. Dr. Schwartz voluntarily visited various Baltimore homeless shelters to investigate the prevalence of hepatitis B and C. 336 children and 170 caregivers were under her study and care. As a member of her church group, Kathy traveled to a small, poor town in the Dominican Republic, and with her fluent Spanish, developed a social relationship between the teenagers and the church. She visited the children's clinic and made suggestions to the local nursing staff to improve their programs and medical management. Currently, Dr. Schwartz is leading the effort to establish a gala dinner followed by a horse show to raise funds for research at the Johns Hopkins Children's Center. Horses and horseback riding and jumping has been a lifelong passion for Kathy. Dr. Schwartz has received various recognition awards, including the 2011 Washington University Medical School Alumni Achievement Award and the 2005 Distinguished Service Award of North American Society of Pediatric Gastroenterology, Hepatitis, and Nutrition. Baltimore Magazine named her one of the top 25 pediatricians in Baltimore, and she has won teaching awards at both St. Louis University and Johns Hopkins Medical Center. This is the main part, 7 of her Roosevelt classmates nominated Kathy. In the nomination letter, it states, at the time of her graduation from Roosevelt, it was highly unusual for women to enter the medical profession as a doctor. Her example for young women today as a model for character, leadership, and scholastic endeavor is at the highest level. She is also a wife and a mother of 2 sons. And her sister, Julie Grogan Northrop, is a fellow Hall of Fame inductee. It's my pleasure to introduce to you from the class of 1960, Kathleen Grogan Schwartz.
Thank you so much. I can't tell you what an honor it is to be up here with a leading football player. I'm very proud to know you, Randy, and congratulations. So I thank all of you for this astonishing honor. If you would have told me in 10th grade when I first walked through this great institution that I'd be up here, I wouldn't have believed you. I have many, many fond memories of Roosevelt. Fantastic teachers. Some of you, maybe Randy remembers Miss Jennifer Brody, who was so demanding that when we were gossiping in the back of the classroom, she always wanted to see the whites of our eyes. David Gonerman, a brilliant, irascible political scientist who came home and who told me that the law of supply and demand was dead. And I came home and told my parents that and got them in a major tizzy. Geraldine Rendelman, a wonderful math teacher, used to make songs about equations. Just phenomenal school. And like Randy, I'm so excited to see how Roosevelt has grown and thrived and become a very diverse, vital piece of America. So I appreciate the superb education I got here, wonderful leadership opportunities, fantastic friends. I didn't play football, but I have to say I was a Rough Rider pom-pom girl. We actually won the state championship. So, Kathy asked me to put together a short talk about what I'd done in life, and I found that very difficult. It's a lot easier to write an hour's lecture about hepatitis B virus. Probably one of the most important things I can convey is all my false starts, failed grants, rejected manuscripts, a lot of trouble to get a clinical trial off the ground. A D on a paper I wrote in college. I did get an offer to rewrite it, but you remember those failures because, as my writing coach tells me, you go where you look. If you're learning to jump a horse over a fence and you want to get over the fence, do not look at the obstacles. Do not look down. Go where you look. I know, I've been on the ground a number of times, so you have to look up. I would like to recognize and thank the love of my life, Dr. Henry Schwartz, without whose support, I can assure you, I would not be standing here. I'd also like to thank our two sons, Kurt and Axel, who graciously put up with their mom's crazy schedule for years. And I'd like to recognize my fabulous sister, Julie Brogan Northrop. Julie, people tell me that you and I are the only siblings that have ever had the honor of being inducted into the Roosevelt Hall of Fame. I know Mother and Daddy are up there smiling ear to ear because they always knew you were perfect. But I think they're scratching their heads as to why your big sister is also standing. So, I always wanted to be a pediatrician. Our little brother, Alan, died of cancer at age 3, the year before I was born. And I saw my parents grieving, and in a very childish way, I wanted to keep anyone else from that suffering. And yet my loving parents tried to talk me out of it. I loved them very much. I decided to follow their advice. I was a high school biology teacher. But then I met Fritz. Everything changed. He believed in me. We still believe in each other and have for the last 47 years. And that incredibly supportive relationship and our two sons, Kurt and Axel, are by far my best and most important accomplishment. So, like Randy, I think my major message is to convey to you, you are in charge of your lives. You can do anything you want to do. And each person has to find that right slot. It's true that I was one of the few women in my medical school class. I was the only married person in my medical school class. I was certainly the only mother in my internship class. And when my new husband, Fritz's career, took us to Caracas, and I went to medical school in Spanish, I did receive the vote of prejudice because I was not a communist. So, I've had a lot of wonderful experiences and am still having them. I am so grateful to my friends, my scheming friends who got me up here, the friendships that I made at Roosevelt and the friendships through the years next to family have been absolutely vital to my happiness and whatever I've been able to do in medicine. So I wish you all the very best of luck, and I thank you, Roosevelt Foundation, so much for this honor.
Just very brief closing remarks, students, and we'll get you back to class. Thank you for being such such a wonderful audience, and again demonstrating that you are proud Roosevelt Rough Riders. Quickly, Lori Blade and theater students, thank you for your work. Trey Marcellus and the jazz band, wonderful as always. Jennifer Love, the string ensemble, will be playing at the luncheon. Donna Adcock and Diane Child, thank you for all the work that you do. Students, last message for you, please, before we dismiss you. That these are wonderful stories. They're stories of success and service and talent, and they're powerful. For Randy and Kathy, it began right here as proud Rough Riders. So if we do sometimes appear to push and prod you and ask you to care more and almost beg you to do your best when we know you just really aren't giving it to us, it is truly because we believe in your possibilities. Never say, oh, I could never do that. Oh, yes, you can. So join me in giving the 2013 Hall of Fame members one more